Yeah.
I told you 6 months ago we were going to go to the swamp and drink it down, Mark.
You also told me you were going to beat Alabama last week. So
I
when
did.
you throw darts, you're going to hit sometimes.
Sometimes you're going to miss, but this was awesome. This was beautiful.
That was a great game.
Wow. LSU just showed the desire and spirit we wanted to see all season long. It was just constant throughout the game. No Stingley, no Baskerville. Of course, no Terrace Marshall, no Eric Gilbert. Down to like 45 available guys on the roster. Just injuries left and right. And they just, the will to beat this Florida team, to shove it down their throats. Just Eli Ricks coming back from that injury with a pick six, with a facial turnaround in Kyle Trask's face. I mean, what after the week LSU fans had, this is the most, this is maximum LSU football right here. For everyone cutting Orgeron's throat, step off. You look like fools. You're going to be silent on Twitter and Facebook for the next year, few weeks probably. You'll probably get going with something else. But point is, this is what LSU is about. This is the true soul of LSU. This is what impressed Tristan Lee and his family tonight. This is what impressed Corey Foreman and his family tonight. This is what the Tigers are all about. This is what the future of LSU is. Keyshawn Butte going off, Jeray Jenkins going off. Jabril Cox will probably he'll probably go to the NFL after the showing he had tonight. What a game from Jabril Cox. The pressures he had, the stops he had, the brilliant plays in coverage, that bomb over the top, and he looks like a safety batting that out of the air. I mean, yeah, Florida didn't have Kyle Pitts, but they should have won this game. No ifs, ands, or buts, no excuses for Florida across the board. They should have beaten us. And LSU took it to them from the first moment to the last, Mark.
Had a quarterback battle go back and forth for most of the season, but it's been pretty clear in recent weeks that Max Johnson has outperformed TJ Finley. He got the start tonight. We both believed that he would, and he pulled through.
Hey, you'll remember I did say we were going to beat Alabama, but I thought we were going to beat Alabama with Max Johnson at quarterback. And, maybe of course, we're not going to beat Alabama with Max Johnson, maybe not. But I didn't think we were going to beat Florida completely with Max Johnson at quarterback. I mean, that's the thing is this was I had faith that LSU were going to put on a good showing and show a lot of spirit and put up a lot of points. I think I had predicted 38 points LSU was going to score tonight, and they put up 37. I predicted a big night for Butte. He backed me up on that. A touchdown from Jeray Jenkins. He backed me up on that. Ty Davis Price was getting going 6.9 yards per rush before his injury. 8 rushes for 55 yards. I don't know why they didn't just stick with him. He was absolutely burning Florida off the edge. Florida could not stay with LSU's offense. They could not figure out where Max Johnson was going. This guy, the poise he showed tonight was unbelievable. Some of the throws he made, there was a lot of drops by LSU's receivers too. I mean, this guy should have had a 350, 360-yard night tonight. There was some big crucial drops from Butte, from Jeray Jenkins. A lot of yards left out on the field as well. Unbelievable victory, though. Max Johnson, I wonder what would happen, what the season would have been like had he had the shot against Auburn, had he had the shot, beginning, with the South Carolina game after the Missouri debacle where Miles Brennan went down. If we had chosen, if they had chosen Max Johnson over Finley, where would we be? That's a very interesting question after the way Max performed tonight.
LSU gets it done 37-34. You had to be pretty elated when you saw that shoe get chucked down the field.
Who throws a shoe? Who throws a shoe? I mean, are you serious? That was awesome. It was like, okay, we're going to give them the ball back with 1 minute and 51 seconds, and we're going to lose this game like this because our defense has been so heroic, and now they're going to be tired. This sucks. Come on, what are we thinking? But then I saw a circus of yellow flags just flying, and my dad goes, something happened. LSU's been getting in Florida's players' heads all night. I mean, we made Florida look embarrassing tonight. If this is how Florida responds to a year where they are supposed to return to the top, where they're supposed to return to their successful ways of the mid 2000s, well, it was kind of pooey. A lot of guys getting mad at each other on the sidelines, looking embarrassing for Florida. Dan Mullen, he looked absolutely clueless. But then again, the shoe, who throws a shoe? The shoe throwing that bailed LSU out, kept the drive going. But this happens in football. Things like this happen in football. And there's a few targeting calls that could have been called on Florida, including one on Max Johnson near the sideline. So, hey, you know what? If you're going to give Florida some calls, then we're going to get that call. And we deserve to get that call. It was ridiculous. Ripping a cleat off and throwing it, like, you can't blame LSU. You can't blame the refs for that. You can only blame Florida's indiscipline. You can only blame Dan Mullen's ridiculous program. You can only blame the ridiculous nature of Florida's players itself. LSU went to the swamp, and we drank it down, Mark. This is a great night for LSU football.
Well, I personally, with no dog in the fight, as they say, I hate to see a game. It was a great game and a great finish with both kicks. I would have loved to have seen it go to overtime, actually, but I could care less who wins. But I hate to see a football game partially decided that way myself, based on a non-football play. It makes for great conversation, and it makes for great trash talking, and it makes for great I know that as I won't say my age, I can't relate anymore to a 20-year-old or a 22-year-old, but what in the hell is going through his mind to
I don't know.
You're not playing out on the street. You're not playing in the backyard.
No, it's literally 4th and 9. You're literally just walking off the field celebrating the awesome play you just made. That's literally what you should have just been doing. Just like shouldn't his motion just been like leading him to the sideline anyway? I mean, I played the game. There was some great plays that I made, but you were just naturally like swept up with your teammates in going to the sideline. Like the drive is over. We just shut those boys down. Let's go to the sideline. Throwing a shoe, like you know what? This is Florida. Shoegate. Like I just saw a guy calling it Shoegate. That is great. That is classic. It's just another great piece in LSU Florida lore. There's been some great classics before, but this one last year was awesome. 42 points in 45 plays from Joe Burrow and company. The duel between Trask and Stingley, all those great storylines. But this is brilliant. The week LSU had, everyone's saying the sky was falling. This team, I even said myself, this team will not win a game until they get rid of the stain of these allegations. And of course, they need to get rid of the stain of those allegations, find the root of it, and punish whoever did it. But the fact that Orgeron could turn this around and get the players angry enough to go out there and perform with that type of passion, that type of pride, it points to maybe an even deeper layer of issues at LSU, where it was maybe not even the coaches, but maybe the specific players who left LSU. Because what I saw on the field tonight was a bunch of passion, energy, fire, intensity, and maybe it's because of the circumstances or situations that they've been thrown into this week. Maybe it's because of the stuff they were listening to or had shoved down their throat. But I feel like the right players were out there tonight. I mean, yes, once again, Damone Clark was out there. He's had a really bad season, but Damone Clark actually atoned. Like there was just these moments where it was like, this is the LSU we were supposed to see all season. Win or lose, 7-3, 10-0, 6-4, 5-5, whatever their record would be, it would be this type of brand of LSU football, this type of smash mouth, turnover heavy, high octane, high intensity rock and roll football. And Bo Pelini, he was delivering it on the sideline. It was very inspiring to see this guy just going nuts at times, getting in people's faces, and there's been a lot of criticism of that not working this year. Well, the players who were there tonight responded to that. And I saw it on the sidelines myself. These players weren't ignoring Pelini. They didn't seem disinterested in what he had to say. These guys were invested. And maybe it's because they heard everything. Maybe it's because they finally it penetrated their psyche. But I don't know. But like I said on your show as well, this is such an unpredictable team this year that I I wouldn't have even been shocked had we pulled this off, and look what happened.
Well, as has been mentioned in the live chat by a number of people, and many people considered as a 23-point favorite that Florida was a shoo-in, but they of course didn't come through. So one last thing for you, Lon, would be that
actually, Mark, they were a shoe out.
They were shoe out. So one last thing here would be that this, of course, meant the world to Florida. They were playing for everything. They still go to the SEC championship games, still could make the playoff, but obviously this is damaging in a huge way to them. On paper, this means nothing to LSU. On paper, except it feels great to beat a team that you play every year, an SEC team, a team that's in the top 5, to do all the things that, come with a great battle in the SEC and to pull it out. But do you think this actually does mean something? Do you think that there can be ramifications in a positive way from something like this?
Oh, 100%. We're already feeling the positivity from that. Sure, there was another decommitment among LSU's 2021 class, but we've immediately not only found a equal replacement to that decommitment. I'm actually hearing a lot of great reaction from what happened tonight from many different recruits, not only those in attendance, but those across the country. People who are very excited by what went down. The 2021 class is still definitely all to play for. I mean, Tristan Lee, he was there tonight with his family. He saw firsthand the spirit and the fight of LSU, the intensity of the Tigers, that they're, with their backs against the wall, at their lowest, at rock bottom, and this is how they perform. This is how they, this is what they delivered when they truly needed to show up. No one expected them to beat Alabama except for crazy lunatics like me. And nobody for sure expected them to win this game, especially after Eric Gilbert and all this, stuff that happened this week. But they did it. They pulled it off. And it's a message where LSU haven't had the best of seasons, but it's what this staff has done in the face of adversity that has been so impressive time and time and time again, just over and over. They may have not dealt with success that well this season. That's something maybe they're going to have to learn on their way to a dynasty. That's something Saban had to learn. But this is a great start when backs against the wall, you're able to get your players to perform like this. Texas A&M the same way. The best third down offense, holding them to 2 of 16, holding Arkansas to just 0, not even a single third down conversion, when at that time LSU's defense was probably at their worst. No Stingley tonight, just so many different storylines going on, and they perform like that. It sends a huge message.
LSU pulls it out over Florida 37-34. Lon, thanks so much for stopping by. You can catch Lon Philip Sullivan on LSUodyssey.com.